Well, thank you for helping with my project. Could you say a little bit about yourself?
My name is Vicki. I'm 59 years old. I'm a mom and a Mimi, and works in administration at a Christian school. That's really about it.
That's awesome. Well, did you know that NASA's planning to send astronauts back to the moon?
I had heard that they were thinking about that.
What do you think about it?
I think it's good. It'd be a good thing. We need to learn all we can about what's around, surrounding our area and our space, and I think it'd be awesome.
So if you look out in the future, like 100, 200 years from now, do you think humans are only living on the Earth, or do you think we've actually have humans living in other places?
Honestly, I think probably we'll have other people, have them living in other places. If possible, if God allowed it, I agree it would be there.
If you could, would you take a trip to space?
No.
Why not?
God put me here for a reason. My feet are planted on Earth.
That's true. But people were born in Europe and they migrated to North America, and I just
No.
nah.
I'm not very adventurous like that.
Okay, so imagine 200 years in the future, person's in high school in history class, and for some reason in 22, they decided to do a project on the 2020s. What do you think would be worth writing about in this decade, 200 years from now?
No, really. I think that a lot of it, well, without getting political, I think a lot of it would be about how political it got and how divisive it got under different presidents and different congresses, and I think that would probably be the most that they would write about would be the divisiveness of America right now.
And I mean, it's been kind of divisive throughout its entire history. I mean, I was reading about Thomas Edison, and his grandfather, our grandparents were like in New Jersey during the time of the Revolutionary War, and they were loyalists, so they ended up having to flee to Canada. Then his father actually became a revolutionary in Canada. Of course, it didn't work out so well in Canada, so they had to flee back to the U.S.
I think that right now there's such a divisive about what a patriot is, what a true patriot is. I'm conservative. I believe that a patriot loves God, country, family, and fights to keep our heritage, not because we agree with our heritage, not because we believe that, the past was correct, but that they say that if you forget history, you're doomed to repeat it. I think that we should be teaching our children it wasn't always beautiful, it wasn't always perfect, but we strove to overcome all that and to do better. And I think that some other people will see patriot as something different. They want to come in and just change everything, and they have a different ideology. So I think that that's probably one of the biggest reasons for the divisiveness, is that we see things differently, which is good, because without that, it's all group think, and it's not good for anybody. But I think that the extremism on both sides has to calm down a bit so that we can really unite again and do what's best for our country. And I think that the extremists, I do believe we need to a point, remove them from our government so that we the people can unite and not have the different dictators in that, I know it's not considered a dictatorship, but really it's becoming that way as far as people, jumping into the fray. But I just think if we all go back and look at what our country was founded on, and I know people, even that's divisive. People say God wasn't involved in our getting our country, but I believe he was. And I think that if we look back on all that he has given us and all that he has created, then we can go forward, because we can think, does he want us there? Does he want us here? What is our mission in life as humans? And that is I believe, to show what God has given us and what He has done for us, and so going to the moon, I think would be a good thing, because I think that would advance what God intended for us. He gave us knowledge, He gave us wisdom. We don't always use it. He gave it to us. And I think if we used it according to His purpose, it'd be a good thing.
I always think back to that parable that Jesus told about the landowner going on a long trip, and he calls his servants, and he gives like one, I think like 20 talents, another one 10, another one 5, and like the one with 20 doubled it, and the one with 10 doubled it, but the one with 5 was so afraid of losing it, he buried it.
Yeah, I wouldn't bury my talents, but but I just think that sometimes people are called for different, like He gives different variants of talents. So I don't think you should bury your talent, but I think that if you're called for a purpose, such as making sure your garden's growing and then sprinkling seeds a little bit further to make the garden bigger and bigger and bigger, I'm one of the ones that I would be like, let me just water this. I would use my seeds, but let me water them.
That sounds really good. I love that metaphor. Well, Vicki, I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.